Hi, my name is Natalia Mateo, and this is my ACE Media Studies Creative Critical Reflection. The genre of my film is mystery thriller, with the protagonist being a 16-year-old high school student who is struggling with mental health issues after finding her dead friend a year ago, and becomes worse when she finds an unconscious girl on the road. So, how does my product use or challenge conventions? One of the camera shots was a wide shot. The purpose is to establish the present scene after the past scene. For this shot, we decided to use a wide shot because we wanted to establish the scene as cold, rainy, and depressing. Through the second opening of the scene, we wanted it to reflect the protagonist's feelings. How does my product use or challenge conventions? So another camera shot we used was the Dutch angle. This is a shot where the camera is tilted to one side. We use this specific shot to convey chaos because the protagonist is in disarray after receiving a text. This shot was integrated into the film to cause uneasiness and disorientation for the viewers. How does my product use or challenge conventions? So another shot we used was a cowboy shot. We used a medium shot to show the subject from the waist up, while also revealing some of the surrounding environment. This would literally be juxtaposed with where she receives a mysterious text in the film. We use the rule thirds. The rule thirds is shown below, which has the protagonist on the line, because she is the main interest in this scene. The scene is sitting on the right vertical and horizontal line, where the main interest is supposed to be placed at. Mise en scène, location and setting. The environment of the second scene is cloudy to convey that of what's going to happen through the scene, and it's not going to be good. The character is established as a student, and the environment reflects how her week has been, such as a cloudiness, which mirrors her mental state. Mise en scène props for our prop, we decided to use the protagonist's locker as a prop. The prop reveals that she is a high school student, and the locker scene is used to be a lead up to when she receives a mysterious text. In this scene, she is about to close the locker, and her frustration is going to be seen through her closing the lock. Mise en scène, costume. For costume, my partner and I decided to have the protagonist wear a crop cardigan and jeans to mirror the current weather prior to the scene. Mise en scène, lighting and color. For most of the film, the setting is lit up with yellow tones of lighting. This is supposed to show that something is turning her insane. This is supposed to highlight that she is having a psychological breakdown. CCR sound. We use non-diegetic sound in our film. We use non-diegetic sound like music. Our music is based on our film category, which is mystery. The music creates an eerie setting, which ties back to the suspense being built up through our last scene. Folly. For folly tone, my partner and I use the sound of lockers slamming and the lock clicking, so the audience is able to immediately recognize she is in a hurry. Soundscape. For our film, we use soundscape, such as quieting voices in the hallway to set the scene of her not being mentally present. With the voices hushed, the audience would be focused on her, wondering what's going on in her head. CR editing. We use cut as an editing technique. This was used in almost every scene, mostly seen in the scene where the protagonist is at her locker and where she is walking through the hallways. Another editing technique we used was the graphic match. This was used as a scene of the lockers where she receives a text. This was recorded in the same time, place, but a different shot. But more technique that we used was cross-cutting. This was seen in the scene from the lockers to the main hallway. For titles, our main titles was The Act and lead cast were Natalia Mateo, supporting cast Lisa Mateo and Wally Woodward. Editor, Natalia Mateo. Writer, Natalia Mateo. Directors, Natalia Mateo and Adriana Tobar. For representation, the age varies from teenagers to adults since it's a thriller mystery in the high school. The action of teenagers make up most of the story, but adults are also going to play a minor part. For gender, it's a girl and sexualized heterosexual. Ethnicity, variety of culture is present. For social classes, the lower, middle, and upper class. And disability is mental health issues. How does my product engage with audiences? For demographics, we were reaching for 14 to 20-year-olds and any economic class, females in America, underclass, and for psychographics, it was mostly for mainstreamers, people that go with the flow and don't want to stand out, and run addicts, people who are inspirational, fun-seeking, and active young people. For her erotic enigma code, the beginning of the film has a girl unconscious. This leaves the viewer guessing what led to the girl being on the ground unconscious. Periodic action code. The unconscious girl lead is her receiving mysterious text. For somatic code, the clothing that the protagonist wears is a gray clothing. It's supposed to mirror her as calm and composed. For symbolic code, the sun is setting in the beginning of the film is supposed to be juxtaposed later on with the unconscious girl in the dark. For distribution, a film is usually distributed through several media platforms such as cinema, streaming service, television, and as well as social media. For my distribution of my film, I chose Hulu. This is where most mystery films are distributed with a film which will reach my target audience and teenagers and will promote my film through posters and a trailer. How did my production skills develop throughout this project? Throughout the making of my film, I learned that the screenwriting is an important factor for making a film. Screenwriting allows you to start your storyboarding in camera shot list. For storyboarding, it makes it easier for making a shot list and the making of the film efficiently. The use of Adobe Premiere Pro is an editing platform that made editing of my film efficient. It was a long learning experience, but now I learned how to add transitions to make the shot smoother. I also learned how to add titles and even out sounds in my film. When making my film, I learned that my camera shots have to be in the format of rolled thirds and that certain shots portray your film, such as close-up. A close-up is a shot that can indicate it's for a mystery film. Mise-en-scène is also an important factor that highly contributes to your film because it shows character and narrative development, themes, and aesthetics that one wants to convey to their audience. For hardware technology, our research and planning of my film, my iPhone played an important role because it allowed me to practice certain shots for my film. It was a practice run on how to use the rolled thirds. During production, my iPhone contributed to my film with the high camera quality that allowed me to have high quality shots and was accessible at all times. For post-production, I used an HP desktop for editing my shots, which helped improve my film with color correction and sound. I was also able to experiment with it and spark creation ideas with transitions and adding music. For software technology, I integrated Google Docs to create my script, a major part in my planning for my film. I also used Google Sheets for the planning of my layout, my recording scenes, and duration of each scene. This was an effective technique that allowed me to proceed with my film. For post-production of my film, I used Premiere Pro. This app allowed me to edit my film and create a more efficient process of post-production. For website and Align technology integration, I integrated EduBlogs, which I use to talk about my journey with my film and more as an evaluation of our process of the creation of my film. Another app that was major in the evaluation of my film is Google Slides for my critical reflection. This allowed me to talk about the process I used to better my film. That concludes my critical reflection. Thanks for watching.